Excellent morning, everyone. Excellent morning to every one of us. We're all highly welcome to this morning's broadcast. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope we're doing good. So today we're going to be looking at exercise. You know how to exercise if you are doing intermittent fasting. We all know that this period that everybody is thinking about fasting, either intermittent fasting for, spiritual reasons, or intermittent fasting for fitness or health reasons, and so many other things. And some are actually trying to reset their system so that they'll be able to push through 2025. Okay, like in my company, we have what we call DX4. DX4 helps you to reset your system, your thinking, your psychological life, your emotional life, your physical life, all, spiritual life and the rest. So for those of you in the Western world, you can actually get DX4 and reset your whole system to go through 2025. Wow, we're all highly welcome. So today, we're going to be looking at how you can exercise, okay? How to exercise safely during intermittent fasting. Mark the word safely. How to exercise safely during intermittent fasting. So we are all highly welcome, welcome, welcome. If you've joined me live, you can greet so I can welcome you to this morning's broadcast. Welcome, welcome to every one of us. And let's share. Let's share out to friends. Let's share out to family. Let's share out to everyone that we know so that they can help us and actually, help us in this, with this, and, sharing it to them so that they can also join and gain what they need to gain from today's broadcast. So I'm sharing mine now. So you go ahead and also share. Let's share out to everyone that we know. And if you've joined me live, you can greet so I can welcome you to this morning's broadcast, okay? All right. Hello, Rebecca. You're welcome. Welcome, Ajibewa. Welcome, Udo. Welcome. Thank you for joining me this morning. We're going to gain a lot this morning, especially for those of us who are already fasting or those who want to start fasting, okay? And even if you're not doing any fast during this period, you can actually gain what you will need later on in life. So, of course, you know that we are on YouTube. You can watch this video on YouTube after this morning. YouTube Aging with Grace, TikTok Aging with Grace, and Facebook Aging with Grace. Feel free to like, follow, share, comment, and also ask questions. And you can actually connect to us personally through our WhatsApp number, okay, so that we can answer certain questions that you need answered. So my WhatsApp number is +234 703 515 1642. +234 703 515 1642. And you can actually chat me personally to get some of your products. I went and deleted it. Hey, my WhatsApp number. Doing multitasking, that's some of the, we're going to actually handle multitasking very soon. That's some of the disadvantages of multitasking. So my WhatsApp number is +234 703 515 1642. +234 703 515 1642. All right. So we will pin it, and then you can as well see this thing. Why is it dribbling itself today? +234 703 515 1642. All right. So thank you, Janet Momo, for joining us. Thank you, Josephine. Thank you, Ajoke. Thank you, Priska. Thank you, Mary. So we can greet. If you join me live, like I said, just greet so I can welcome you to this morning's broadcast as we look at how to exercise safely during intermittent fasting, okay? So, of course, you know that You may burn more fat if you exercise during intermittent fasting. Okay, you may burn more fat, but it's also possible for you to actually have less energy and you won't be able to do hard work during the day. So usually we always say that the key is that you listen to your body. The key is for you to listen to your body. That is the key. The key is for you to listen to your body, so that when you listen to your body, then you are able to know and do what your body is asking you to do. That's the important thing. So you do what your body is asking you to do. You need to listen to your body. That's the secret of fasting and any form of work that you want to do. Is the secret of it. Bring notebooks. Notebooks are easier. I don't know how you put this camera, so it's just the camera is too low. I think you turned your camera. So listen to your body. You need to listen to your body. And if you're even trying intermittent, you're making it higher. I want it lower. See my high. Lower.
If you still by laptop,
lower. Okay. So if you're trying intermittent fasting or you're fasting for any other reason and you still want to do some workout, there are some pros and cons, there are some advantages and some disadvantages. I did a lot of research and that's why I need my laptop today. It's not something I'm very, let me put it this way, used to, okay? I know that I have my own, what do I call it? My own opinions, my own testing, my own trials that has worked for me. But I decided to do some research to find out what works for other people. That was when I now found out that it's not the same for everybody. So the key is that you listen to your body. And when you are trying out some of the things we're going to be talking about or some of the things you have been doing, find out what works for you, okay? Because everybody, we are all different. So I'm just going to give you some tips here and there. Oh, for some people it's like this, for some other people it's like this, out of the research I've done. So if you're trying intermittent fasting or you're fasting for any other reason and you still want to work out, you still want to do some exercises. Hello, ma, I'm live on my live broadcast. Please, I'll call you later when I'm through. So if it's one of my customers that bought products yesterday, maybe she has a question. Or maybe she has a question, except if you want to call her, but I will call her later. Yeah. So if you still want to work out, you still want to do exercises, there are some advantages and there are some disadvantages you need to consider before you decide on what works for you, like I'm saying. So you will try it out and find out what works for you. Some researches show that exercising while fasting affects muscle biochemistry. Now remember, when we are fasting, what we want to burn is our fat, not our muscles. The muscles are those, the flesh in your body. You don't want to lose your flesh. It's actually why people have a lot of flabby parts of their bodies when they are losing muscles. So of course, when you're doing intermittent fasting or you're doing fasting or you're doing some strong workouts, one kind or the other, you wouldn't want to lose your muscles. You would rather lose your fat, okay? So some researches show that exercising while fasting affects muscle biochemistry and also metabolism. Metabolism is another thing, the way you burn fat, the way you burn up your carbohydrates. They are also affected by intermittent fasting because it's also linked with insulin sensitivity and the steady management of your blood sugar levels. So that's why it's very important for you to be aware, have that insight on what to do and how to do it. Research also supports that eating and immediately exercising before digestion or absorption, occurs. Some research also supports that you should do that. Like I said, you must listen to your body, okay? So we're going to be looking at the advantages and disadvantages of exercising while on intermittent fasting or any type of fast that you're doing. Hello, Emily, you're welcome. Michelle, you're welcome. Rose, you're welcome. Shalom, you're welcome. When you join me live, just kindly greet. If you enter somebody's house, kindly greet. Ojo Amayowa, you're welcome. Kadijat, you're welcome. We're all highly welcome to this morning's broadcast. So, you know, it's always good for you to have that, like I said, know the advantages and the disadvantages of what you're doing, because it's particularly very important for those who have type 2 diabetes or anybody who has metabolic syndromes. It's very good for you to know the advantages and disadvantages we're discussing today. So call out your friends who have issues with diabetes, issues with type 2 diabetes, issues with metabolic syndromes that you've heard of. And if you can't even call them out now, share this video with them so they can watch it later, okay? So one of the upside while fasting is that your stored carbohydrates, which is known as glycogen, are mostly likely depleted. So you will now burn more fat to fuel your workouts, okay? So that's one of the advantages, okay? So while fasting, it's your stored carbohydrates that you're using. That's the glycogen. They are depleted. But, you know, that does not potentially burn more fat the way we feel. Okay, because sometimes some people say, oh, that's very good, it can work for me, let me quickly go and be doing it. No. While fasting and you are exercising, it's also possible that your body will start breaking down your muscles to use protein to fuel. Because when you don't have, they cannot get immediate carbohydrates to use or glucose to use, they will start breaking down, and then they will start using the protein in your muscles to fuel up. And also, you're more susceptible to hitting the wall, which means that you will have less energy and you're not able to work out as hard as you want, especially for people who are doing moderate and intermediate and high intensity exercises. They might find it difficult to do that, okay? So some researchers also believe that intermittent fasting and exercising long term is not the ideal thing to do. So if you're doing intensive exercise and intermittent fasting, it should be for a period of time, for a short time. It shouldn't be like lifetime. There are some sports people who wants to engage themselves in some kind of intermittent exercise, intermittent fasting, and then exercising at the same time. That's not the best, okay? So you need to have it as a program. It has to be a program, not your normal way of life. In fact, they say that your body depletes itself of calories and energy, and which will ultimately end up slowing down your metabolism. So these things have their advantages and disadvantages. Feel free to ask your questions if you join me live, okay? So your fasting, should you work out? That's the question we need to ask. And if you're fasting, should you work out? All right. You may burn more fat. Yes, when you're fasting and you're working out, you're doing exercises, you may burn more fat. And if you're fasting for long term, you could also slow down your metabolism. Okay, I'm just giving you some of the things that researchers have found. So you may burn more fat, but also you can slow down your metabolism. So you need to work on your metabolism, people. You need to work on boosting your metabolism during that period. We have one supplement, you can give me the whole tray, called B-Polin. Our B-Polin supplements can actually help to boost your metabolism. B-Polin is very, very good, okay? In fact, when people are fasting, I usually advise that they get a bottle of B-Polin and keep it with them. Like, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing my intermittent fasting. So I have a bottle of B-Polin that I use anytime. Immediately I finish eating, I take my B-Polin. This will help to boost metabolism. So remember, if you're fasting, you're doing intermittent fasting, you're doing excessive exercises, it can actually slow down your metabolism. But you can use certain supplements which are natural. This is B-Polin. This is the food of the worker bees. That's what makes them to be very active. That's what makes them to be, have stamina to work. So if you use B-Polin while you are fasting, it's some chewable tablets, okay? This is my own cup, chewable tablets. you can just chew like 2 to 3 after food, and it will boost your metabolism. Okay, and you might not actually perform well during workout if your metabolism is low. So to aid it, this one has very low calorie, little or no calories in it. Let me check the nutritional facts, because I know that the bee is just bee pollen from the beehives, and it has very little or no calories, so it actually helps to boost your metabolism. Okay, so you may also lose muscle mass, like I said, if you're not able to maintain or build your muscle. So there are also issues that you can use about on that, light ultra. There are also some things you can do on that if you want to work on making sure that your metabolism is high. You have to use bee pollen. And then if you also want to make sure that your muscle mass is built up, you have to take some kind of nutritious, dense, natural protein powder. And we have what we call our light ultra. Our light ultra is one of the ones that we use that I also recommend, which I also use, because you need to firm up when you're doing exercises. You're not supposed to lose those muscle masses. So we have our light ultra. We have light ultra vanilla and light ultra chocolate. Light ultra vanilla and light ultra chocolates that you can actually use. All right, so this is the vanilla flavor. So like I was saying, getting in an effective gym session while fasting. Well, if you're set to try your intermittent fasting while continuing your exercise routine, there are some things that can make your workout very effective. We're going to be discussing it today. Some of the things that can make your workout very effective is: one, think through timing. Okay, registered dietitians say that there are 3 considerations while making your workout more effective, while fasting. So whether you should exercise before, during, or after your fueling window. One popular method of intermittent fasting is the 16-8 protocol, and that 16-8 protocol refers to consuming all the food you want to eat within 8 hours and then fasting within 16 hours. Let me give you an example. Like for me, that's what I try to do. So I eat last at before 7 p.m. So you take it, your fasting window starts from 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 a.m. So by the time it's 6 a.m., you have completed 16 hours. And of course, many of us don't eat by 6 a.m. So like you now do 7, 8, 9, 10. So by the time you're completing your, 10, 11 a.m. is the 16 hours. So that's 16 hours. Many people, you can now eat around 11 a.m., 12 a.m. So that means you have completed 12 noon, that means you have completed your 16 hours of fasting. So it's always easier that way. Like you eat your last meal by 7 p.m., and then you do other things and go to bed. By the time it's getting to 11 a.m., 12 a.m., you can now eat. Then you now have your 8 hours fueling window, which is your 8 hours eating window, which might start around 12 to 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7. Okay, so it's between that 11 and 7 a.m. you now have 8 hours to eat. So everything you need to eat, you eat it between 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. Okay, so that's a form of intermittent fasting, and that's the most popular one, and that's the easiest one that people can actually do. So what I'm saying is that there are some things you need to consider, and there are some things you need to do to make it more effective for you to do your exercises, intensive exercises, whether it's for you to lose weight or for spiritual reasons. All right, so like I said, you need to make sure that whether you should exercise before, during, or your fueling window, which one. Remember I said your body is what determines it. So for example, doing your exercise before the window, your fasting eating window, is ideal for someone who performs well during exercise on an empty stomach. So if you have built up stamina and you perform better, you do your exercises better when you haven't eaten, then you can do the exercises before your eating window, okay, while you're still fasting. Like you can do that exercise around between 6 a.m. and 11 a.m. You can do your exercises and then you now eat, okay? But while during your eating window is better suited for someone who doesn't like to exercise on an empty stomach and also wants to capitalize on post-workout nutrition. So it depends on what works for you. You find out that there is no, how do I put it? There's no one that you will say whichever area that is the best. What is the best is what works for you. That's what's best. Eating before exercising, exercising after eating. It depends on what works best for you. There are so many ideas about it, okay? Like after the eating window, is actually for people who like to exercise after they have eaten, they have fueled up, but they don't have the opportunity to do it during the eating window time. So it just depends on what works for you. Then number 2, you need to choose the type of exercise based on your macros, based on your macronutrients that you're having. In fact, when I studied this area, a certified personal trainer and a master pilot teacher says that it's very important to pay attention to your macronutrients that you take in the day before you exercise and when you eat after. So for example, if you're doing strength training workouts and exercises, you will require more carbohydrates during the day. But if you're just doing cardio exercises or high intensity interval trainings, you can be done on a lower carbohydrate base. So like I said, what are you doing? What do you want to achieve? Those are put into consideration. For me, I'm not doing so much of strength training and things like that. I just do my cardio exercises, okay? And because I'm doing cardio exercises and I also want to lose weight and I'm doing intermittent fasting, I wake up 5 a.m. I do my walk, I do my exercises before 7-8 a.m. and then I go about my activities for the day, and then when it's getting to around 1, I take my meal. So anytime between 1 and 7 p.m. I take my meals, my fruits, any drink I want, healthy snacks I want, and then I go out. So that's how I'm starting the year. So the third thing is, eat the right meal after your workout to build or maintain your muscle. You need to eat the right meal. The best solution for combining intermittent fasting and exercise is to time your workout during your eating period so your nutrition levels are peaked, okay? So if you do heavy lifting, for those who are into sports and the rest, it's very important for your body to have protein after workout and to aid your regeneration. I was talking with a lady in US when I was in US, and I said, oh, you've lost so much weight. She's really lost so much weight. And I'm like, hey, what are you doing? What is helping you? So we were talking, and she now showed me how she measures her meal to make sure the quantity of grammage of protein she's taking, grammage of carbohydrates she's taking, and then she now talked about protein shake, that she just uses it as her drink. Because I just looked at her everywhere you won't believe that that's her. She had lost so much weight that she was not flabby. She was not flabby. So she was telling me that she took a lot of protein shake so that it can help her muscle to build up, and then she goes for her gym. Okay, so for her, she exercises before her meal. So she goes for her gym, and as she's doing her gym and the rest, because she needs some energy, she takes her protein shake, she puts it in her bottle, shakes it in a bottle, and then she takes it throughout as a high liquid level so that it can give her energy, natural energy. It gives her natural energy, and also it also helps to build up her muscles, okay? So the best solution, if you're combining intermittent fasting and really work out, is to work out during your eating period. Have something you're taking. And if you do heavy lifting, it's also important for your body to have protein after the workout to aid with regeneration. So to follow up any strength training with carbohydrates, you can take like 20 grams of carbohydrate and 20 grams of protein 30 minutes after your workout. And this is one of the best things you can do to yourself your light ultra. So now let's look at how can you safely exercise while fasting. How can you safely exercise while fasting? The success of any weight loss or exercise program depends on how safe it is sustained over time. That's what I tell people. That's why, you know, sometimes they will tell you drink this, drink this. By the time you're drinking and drinking that thing, you're even developing ulcer in what you're drinking, so you won't be able to continue. That's one disadvantage of all those ones that will tell you lose how many kilograms in 1 week, lose how many kilograms in 2 days. No. Okay, so except if you're, because sometimes when you do all those very intensive fasting, your metabolism drops, and when it drops, you're bound to eat more by the time you break that fast. Okay, so your ultimate goal is to decrease your body fat and maintain your fitness level while doing your intermittent fasting. So you need to stay in a safe zone, and I'm going to be giving you some tips that can help you to stay in a safe zone. Number one, eat a meal close to your moderate to high intensity workout. This is where meal timing comes into play. In fact, some experts say that timing a meal close to a moderate or high intensive exercise is the key. So this way your body will have some glycogen stores to tap into, you know, to use as fuel during your workout. Then the second thing, you must stay hydrated. Remember that fasting doesn't mean to remove water, so drink water while fasting. Number three, you need to keep your electrolytes up. A good low calorie hydration solution is coconut water. You know, when you break coconut, that water that is inside coconut, it replenishes your electrolytes, is low in calorie, and it tastes well. Okay, some of them actually taste really well. So you can actually use water again to boost it, to increase it when you're taking it. Okay, so taking sports drinks are high in sugar, so avoid taking too much of them. Avoid taking too much of sports drink. A lot of people, they just, you know, they buy all these sports drink and they are just drinking them. They are not good for you. Number four, keep the intensity and duration fairly low. So if you push yourself too hard and you begin to feel dizzy or high, or, you know, or lightheaded, take a break. Anytime you're exercising or you're doing your high intensity and you start feeling lightheaded, take a break. Remember what I have told you, and I'm still saying it again. Listen to your body. Oh, see me, I'm holding my ears for you now. Don't go and follow somebody. You need to listen to your body. Okay? There was even something that happened to me one time that made me now, I listen to my body. You know, I was following one sportsman on YouTube, and he's one, you know, very, if you look at his macho muscles and everything, I was following him to do exercises. That's how I sprained my leg. So you need to listen to your body. It's very important. Number five, consider the type of fast that can work for you. So if you're doing, or the type of fast that you're doing, if you're doing 24 hours intermittent fasting, then you need to stick to low intensity workout. Like what I mean by 24 hours, that's you stay for a whole day, you don't eat, and then you eat maybe in the morning of the next day, and then you stay another whole day, you don't eat. Okay, that's 24-hour intermittent fasting. Stick to walking, gentle pilates. These are okay exercises for you. But if you're doing like 16-8 window, okay, much of the 16 hours of fasting window, it will be in the evening. So what are the keys? You need to sleep well, wake up early in the day, and stick to certain type of exercise that is not as, you know, critical. Sticking to certain type of exercise might not be so critical for you. Whatever that works for you, you do it. Like I said, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing 16-8 or 18-4. So I stick to having my 2 hours walk. I walk, then I do some pilate exercises, some stretches like that, 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. Today I did a lot of, you know, to reduce this, and today, all right, so those exercises are okay for you. So then, like I said, the most important thing in all we're discussing today is that you listen to your body. The most important advice to hit when exercising, working out, and doing intensive intermittent fasting is to listen to your body. So if you start to feel weak or dizzy, chances are you're experiencing low blood sugar, or you're dehydrated. And you know, low blood sugar is not the best for anyone. Somebody can drop dead. So that's why it's very, very good for you to listen to your body. So anytime you're feeling dizzy, you're feeling weak, find like your light ultra and take your light ultra, or quickly get your bee pollen, chew your bee pollen. These are very, very good things that can help you. So if that's the case, opt for a carbohydrate electrolyte drink like the light ultra, okay, or coconut water immediately, and then follow up with a well-balanced diet. And again, another thing, you need to check with your doctor or your healthcare provider before starting any nutrition or exercise program. If you are sickly, you need to actually do that if you're sickly. If we have any questions, you can go ahead and ask our questions. So many people are watching, but they are not greeting. I mean, so many people. Let me even see, did anybody even greet? Now, wow, today people are just watching and nobody even said good morning. How are you? So am I just talking to myself? Good morning, Nan. If you enter somebody's house, you greet. Except if Facebook is not showing me the greeting. Let me try. Because sometimes that's what happens. I was saying it. Okay, some people are greeting. So please, if you enter somebody's house, you greet too. All right, so can you lose weight faster by exercising on an empty stomach? Is a question that I would like us to look at now. Can you lose weight faster if you're exercising on an empty stomach? Okay, I want to ask you that question. Has anyone ever suggested you work out on an empty stomach? If yes, put it in the comment section for me. If yes, if anyone has ever advised you, or otherwise known as fasted cardio. Okay, it's a very, very hot topic in the fitness and nutrition world. People are talking so much about it. Like many health trends, there are fans for fasting in doing exercise in an empty stomach, and there are some skeptics. Some people swear by it that it's a very, very quick and effective way to lose fat, while others believe it's a waste of time and energy. Okay, so but fasted cardio doesn't necessarily mean you're sticking to an intermittent fasting routine. It could actually just be that you're going for a run first thing in the morning and then you're eating your breakfast. Okay, so it could just be that you eat your breakfast and then you go and exercise. So I actually studied a research that 3 fitness and nutrition experts talked about. They were, it was an interview done for them, and they were talking about the advantages and the disadvantages of fasted cardio exercises. Now remember, like I said, cardio exercises could be your dance exercise, it could be your fitness ball exercises, and it could be your work, it could be, all those cardio exercises we've talked about. So what did they say? Number 1, they said try it. Fasted cardio could help you burn more fat. So you can try it. Like I said, try it. Does it work for you? If it works for you, you know it's good for you. So you can now go on your treadmill, go on your cycle, upright cycle for a cardio session, do your dance exercises before eating. It's a popular way in weight loss and fitness cycles. That's what people believe a lot there. So the possibility of burning more fat is often the main motivator of people working out before they eat. But does it work? That's a question we need to ask. Not having excess calories or food or fuel on hand from a recent meal or a pre-workout snack forces your body to rely on your stored fats, and which might actually happen to be your glycogen and your stored fat. So working out in the morning after 8 to 12 hours of fasting during your sleep may allow you to burn like 20% of more fat. So that's why those who say they believe in it believe that you should do your exercises before your food. But however, there are also some studies showing that it makes no difference after all. So they have their different views. They've never agreed on that, okay? So try it. You like the way your body feels while doing fasted cardio. If you like it, try it. There's no harm in it, okay? Because the reason may seem like a no-brainer, but it's not uncommon to question why we do some things, even if it makes us feel good. So sometimes you just do something but because it makes you feel good. So the decision to try fasted cardio comes down to your personal preference, like I've been saying. Some people just prefer to work out on an empty stomach, while others prefer better to eat before they work out. Choose what works for you. That is the final agreement of those three people as they meet. Then also they advise you should skip it. Activities that require power and speed need to be performed with food in your stomach. So if you are doing high intensity activities, then please eat before then. Then also they say you should skip it if your activities require power and speed and need to be performed with food in your stomach. So in a fasted state, they say the physiological or your physiology doesn't typically have the optimal resources for some types of exercises. So what type of exercise you're doing will also actually also determine. Then they also say you can try it. This fasted cardio will be helpful for you to have a better gastrointestinal system for yourself. So you can try. They say like sitting down to a meal, if you eat before you go for exercise workout, sometimes it makes you feel funny. It makes you have a lot of fiber in your stomach and you don't feel good. So if that's your case, then you shouldn't do it. Okay? And then also if you have certain health conditions, to do cardio in a fasted state requires you to be in your excellent health. So consider your health condition. It's very, very good. Like if you're the type that you're always feeling dizzy, you have low blood pressure, you have low blood sugar, please make sure you take something in your stomach before you start exercising. So this still boils down to the first thing I have said that I have also repeated several times during this broadcast. What works for you is the important thing. There is no hard and fast rule. If you know you're the type that you have low blood sugar, low blood pressure, you feel dizzy during exercises, take something. Eat something before you exercise. And if you are the type that you have enough fat stored in your system, you don't feel dizzy, you always have stamina to go through, then do your exercises before you take your meal. So let's summarize by saying these quick tips for doing your fasted cardio. Number one, if you decide to try out fasted cardio, one, don't exceed 60 minutes of cardio without eating, especially if it's intermediate or high intensity cardio exercises. But if you're going on a low intensity, you can just go ahead. Then number two, like I said, choose moderate to low intensity workouts, okay? And then number three, fasted cardio includes drinking water. So drink water. Like this morning, I had my full bottle of water. I can see it on the table. It's just here now. It's just here. So I finished more than 1 liter of water within those 2 hours that I was doing my exercises. So also keep in mind overall lifestyle, especially your nutrition, because your nutrition plays a bigger role in your weight gain or your weight loss than even timing your workouts. What you eat is important because it's mainly calorie in, calorie out. And remember again, listen to your body and do what feels best for your body, okay? And if you have any questions about whether or not you should do fasted cardio, I think you should actually meet your medical doctor or your dietitian if you have one. They can run some tests for you and tell you, especially for those of you who feel dizzy when they want to embark in any exercises. All right, so thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate. And Rita, good morning. How are you? Happy New Year, Rita. Happy New Year. Joy Oluchukwu is watching. A lot of people watch this video, but to greet is a problem. So happy New Year, happy weekend. Thank you for joining me today. And remember to follow us on TikTok, Aging with Grace, Facebook, Aging with Grace, and also share out to people. Those are friends on TikTok, those are friends on YouTube, share to them. Of course, everybody can enter YouTube and watch YouTube, so you can actually share the link on YouTube. If you go to our YouTube page, Aging with Grace, you will see a lot of these live videos we've done, recorded and put there that you can send to people. So feel free to follow us on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube, follow us and share, and also like and comment and ask your questions. And of course, I've pinned my WhatsApp number so that is there pinned so that you can actually chat us on WhatsApp number for more personal use. And during fasting, the two products that you need most is your Light Ultra and B Polin. I tell you, especially your B Polin. For those of you that get tired during fasting, B Polin will go a long way to give you that stamina, and also make sure that you're not eating too much. Okay, you're not adding that calorie, and you're not feeling as if you're eating. So what do you do if you're doing fasting, especially if you started your church fasting? Take B Polin as your last food, and also take it as your first food. I'm calling it food because it's actually a B food, but it's very low calorie and it gives you that stamina. So B Polin is very, very good for you. It will help you very, very well. All right, so what you could do, take 2 to 3 in the morning before you enter your fasting, like if you're doing 6 to 6. So you can take it once you wake up by 5 p.m. by 5 a.m. 5:30 before you enter your 6 a.m. fasting, and as you break your fast by 6 p.m. you take it as the first thing before you start taking any meal. And it's going on a good promo, especially for those who are doing group fasting and family fasting. If you buy 2, I give you 1 free. Wow, clap for me. So if you buy 2 B Polin, I give you 1 B Polin during this fasting period in January. Thank you for joining me today. Follow us again on Monday when we come your way on Monday. Thank you. Love you all. Bye.